Banana Cooler back again, and been having some fun doing these top 10, top 5 position players in the NFL. It's a slow time for sports, so it's a great time to review these kind of things and have some fun with it. Today is going to be top 5 running backs of all time. This one's near and dear to my heart. Running backs were the most important position when I was a kid in the NFL, and I have so many favorites, but obviously they didn't all make this list. Shout out to Tony Dorsett. He was one of my faves. Didn't make the list, but was an electric running back and fun to watch. A lot of great ones, but we're going to count down from 5 to 1. So make sure you like, subscribe, and leave as many comments as you like. And let's start the debate now. All right, let's get started here. We're at number 5. And number 5, probably my personal second best, or second favorite, I should say, running back to watch play. It's Eric Dickerson. Phenomenal running back. Had an illustrious career in the league. Great rookie season for sure. In his rookie season in 1983, played for the Rams. 1,808 yards rushing was the rookie rushing record. He had a different running style. He kind of ran a little bit more straight up than most running backs, with their head down. So he had a lot of vision, but he also combined that with great speed and power. Just fun guy to watch. With the Rams, Rams were great in the 80s too. He shattered the single season rushing record in 1984 when he ran for 2,105 rushing yards. And you have to think, with how the game's been going, with not too many teams. I think Derrick Henry maybe is a featured running back, but a lot of teams share the load, and a lot of teams' offenses don't focus on the running game as much as they used to. So that record might stand for quite a while for Edie. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame, of course, and his statistics say a lot. He split time with the Rams and then went to the Colts. Had a great career with them as well, and he was well known for wearing his goggles, but just a fun guy to watch play. Speed, skill, like I said, a little bit more upright style, and amazing rookie season, and then the season after as well. Put up some huge numbers that I think it's going to be tough to match that back-to-back seasons that he had. So number 5. All right, guys, that brings us to number 4 on the list, and he is the career rushing yard leader, Mr. Emmitt Smith. He has 18,355 rushing yards in his career. Spent the majority of his career with the Dallas Cowboys. Won 3 Super Bowls on that Cowboys team in the 90s, and he was definitely an integral part to it. He was the Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 28. And Emmitt played on, like I said, those Cowboys teams were just dominant teams. That was when the NFC was on an epic run of winning the Super Bowls. It seemed like if it wasn't Green Bay, the 49ers, or the Cowboys, then no one was going to win it. But he led the NFL in rushing TDs 3 times. He won 4 rushing titles in a 5-year span. He had a lot of... he was very good out of the backfield as well. Like I said, he played on some great teams, but he's one of the reasons those teams were so great, with him, Michael Irvin, and Troy Aikman. Definitely worthy of anyone's top 5, and you can't argue that Emmitt was a winner. He finished his career with the Cardinals, and they're not synonymous with winning, but definitely you have to have Emmitt's legacy as a winner, and like a legendary Cowboy. And there's been lots of great players on the Cowboys, and he's definitely legendary. So at number 4, Mr. Emmitt Smith. All right, it's starting to get tough now. We're getting the top 3, and in third spot, the man known as Sweetness, Mr. Walter Payton. Walter played 13 seasons for the Chicago Bears. His nickname, like I said, was Sweetness. Just a great runner, fun to watch. He was the 4th pick in the draft in 1975. Won the MVP in 1977. He was in the Bears, famous Super Bowl team. I think that was Super Bowl 20 with William Refrigerator Perry and the Super Bowl Shuffle guys. He held the rushing record for quite a while until Emmitt Smith broke it. Was chosen to 9 Pro Bowls, and just great to watch the guy with the high knees, the high stepping, his running style. Like to run over guys. He retired in 1987 and was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1993, and sadly passed away. But he was an amazing player, fun to watch, and with a Bears team that did win the Super Bowl, but they didn't have a lot of great teams around him. But he made it, the Bears a team you definitely wanted to watch play, and like I said, lived up to his name. Was one of the most beloved players of all time in the NFL, and definitely deserves to be in everyone's top 3. Some people might have him at 1 or 2 or 3. It's just tough because there's been so many great ones. But number 3, Sweetness. All right, that brings us to number 2, closing in on the top spot. But at number 2, I have Jim Brown. Jim Brown played from 57 to 65. Definitely before my time. I've only seen footage of him playing and listening to people talk about him, and was a fantastic running back in his own right. He played for the Browns his entire career. He led the league in rushing 8 times out of his 9 seasons, which is amazing, and was a Pro Bowler every season. He won 3 MVP awards, and he won the NFL championship in 1964, which, if you didn't know, the NFL championship was the game before they brought the American Football League and the National Football League together and created the Super Bowl. It was called the NFL championship game. Amazing guy, did a lot of stuff outside, a lot of contributions to society outside of football. Obviously, he was a civil rights activist, an actor. But he just was an amazing running back in a time where running backs were super featured. He averaged 104.3 rush yards per game, which is an NFL record for him. So every game he played, his average was 104 yards rushing. Just a phenomenal athlete, and probably could have kept playing and racked up more results as well, and just didn't. And retired at a good time for him. And that's why he's number 2, Jim Brown. Legendary Jim Brown. And that brings us to the number 1 spot. And who else are you going to put at number 1 but Barry Sanders? Barry played for the Lions from 89 to 98 in his 10-year career. He had 15,269 rushing yards, 99 touchdowns. But he was so elusive. He could cut back, change the grain of the play with no blocking, and run 30 yards to get 4, or break it and run 80 yards and take it to the house. Just a amazing player to watch. Was must-see TV every time the Lions played, which was saying a lot for the Lions. Historically one of, getting better now, but historically one of the worst franchises in NFL. And you could say for probably a 10-year span there, they're one of the worst franchises in sports. But Barry always came to play. He was his dad's second favorite running back to Jim Brown, and his dad always told him that, and very humble guy. Barry was, would just get in the end zone and hand the ball to the official, and he acted like he'd been there before, and he got there quite a few times. He was the MVP of the NFL in 1997, selected to the Pro Bowl every single year of his career, led the league in rushing yards 4 times, and was a member of the 2004 class of the Hall of Fame. His career came to an odd end. He faxed in his retirement papers. Not a lot of fanfare to the ending of the greatest running back of all time, but that's the Barry Sanders way of doing things. Not a lot of flash, but definitely a lot of dash. And like I said, just that agile, elusive guy. He was 5'8", great college career, and even better NFL career, and that's why he deserves the number 1 spot. So number 1 spot, Mr. Barry Sanders. So that's the top 5 running backs of all time. So thanks for joining us for that. It's been fun doing these. I'm gonna have some more content coming out soon. But like I said, if you can subscribe, like, and leave your comments, that'd be fantastic.